Welcome to the live stream. I stared into the camera for like 5 seconds because I wasn't sure if we were live or not, but here we are. Sorry for being about 15 minutes late. I had to deal with a mental roadblock, and it's appropriate because this live stream is titled Breaking a Weight Loss Plateau on One Meal a Day. And I just want to talk about that because plateaus will happen. Hello, welcome. Thanks for being here. I'm a bit late, so I'll just let the live stream people start rolling in. But as that happens, I'll just talk about my little roadblock right now. So, this is why I see on your weight loss journey, no matter what you're doing, you're going to hit plateaus. And plateaus are probably the biggest mind, you know what, on any weight loss journey because you're putting in the work, you're counting your calories, you're sticking to your calories, but the scale is not moving. Or you're sticking to your nutrition time or your time restricted eating, and the scale is not moving. And this is where you have to find your superpowers. And you need to understand this. Plateaus will happen. It's just your body retaining water. And throughout my journey with one meal a day, I noticed plateaus happened when I would just about to break a new a low weight that I've never experienced before. The body will hold on to water for a bit, but you'll look in the mirror, you'll take your inches, and you'll see that you're leaner. Now, I am in the process of right now of building muscle. So I'm doing things a bit differently. Let's just turn this off and put on do not disturb. And I just want to say this. Always, please, guys, I know this is tedious, but I think weekly, take pictures, take before photos, take pictures of you in like all four directions, two to the side, one to the front, one to the back. Try to wear the same thing, even though that can be hard. But please take pictures because they're going to tell you more than what the scale will tell you. Number two, take your inches. You don't have to take all of the inches. Maybe take the areas that you know you may be holding on to weight a lot. So, like the main inch that matters is that stomach inch, this like 2 inches above your waist or the smallest part of your waist. That matters because it always is an indicator of losing body fat, overall body fat, when you get your waist down. So, take your inches, take your pictures, and progress yourself or look at your progress in other ways because it will speak like 1,000 words. On my weight loss journey with OMAD, I always remembered that my inches will drop even though the scale is the same. Right now, I'm dealing with something like this. It's only been 2 weeks, but let's say it's been 2 weeks and I've been very consistent with my macros working with Marcella. So now I've hit a plateau. So this is where I learned from one meal a day the importance of taking those pictures. My coach is having me take my pictures. I'm taking caliper readings. Now, if you can do that, that would be great because the caliper readings will tell you your body fat percentage. So I think like right now, what is happening is the scale is not moving, but I've lost, oh my God, 2 inches on my waist in the last few weeks. Manny even messaged me privately and he's like, I can see you leaning out. I see your face is getting smaller. You're leaning out. I am leaning out. My waist trainer is now too big. I had a bigger one. I'm probably have to go down to my other waist trainer. And things are moving. But what is happening? I am training like a bodybuilder. I am loading creatine every day, 5 grams. So I am just holding on to water weight. So right now, I want to stick with the macronutrients I have because they give me enough energy to push it at the gym. And I feel like I'm eating a little more than I could. Why not be able to be in a situation where you can lose weight while eating a bit more? So what I'm going to do is focus on increasing my TDEE, my total daily energy expenditure. Now, before I get into that, I'm going to look at the chat. Welcome to the live stream, Joseph. Nice to have you here. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. I appreciate you, man. You're always here. And guess what? I'm drinking Element. It's really good. I'm going to say something quickly. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing, sweetie? I hope you're doing well. Sending you mad, mad love. Happy belated birthday. I feel like it was your birthday probably a month ago. Does anyone feel like time is going by faster than usual? I honestly feel like that. I don't know what the heck's going on. I was talking to Marcella today and I was like, what's going on? How is it February 8th? How are we in week 3 of our training program? I feel like it was just like New Year's 2 days ago. Like time is flying. Hey, Julie, welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. I'm doing well. I had a bit of a mental hurdle, which is related to this topic, plateaus, but I'm getting myself out of it. And I'm going to share with you guys how I'm doing that because it's going to happen on our journeys just to help people understand the thought process behind that. Love your pink. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, my nightly motivation. You're the sweetest. Thanks, Julie. I'm so glad I'm like that motivator for you guys. I'm really happy because that's what I wanted. I wanted to be that motivator for other people because when I was on my weight loss journey, I always looked for channels that would motivate me. And a lot of the channels were people I couldn't relate to. Like I would watch Greg Doucette a lot, but I can't relate to Greg Doucette. Or I would watch, who would I watch? Oh, I'd watch bodybuilders, but I can't really relate to them. I want to relate to someone who has been obese and they're doing the damn thing. Louisa's journey is like I followed her since 2020. She's been, and when I say motivator, I want to see people losing the weight, like people who are actually lost the weight. That motivates me, or they're losing the weight in the process of losing the weight and they're not rebounding back and forth and always getting back to their highest weight. That will happen. It's okay. I'm not shaming anyone who's going through that. That will happen. This weight loss journey is freaking hard. But it's good to have like people like doing it. Like Gracie's journey was my girl. And then there's a few people on Instagram. But Instagram, it's not the same like YouTube, YouTube's like personal. I like YouTube. Time is cruising by so fast. I have no idea what's going on, Cheryl. It's just way too quick. I don't know what's happening. Like February is a short month, but we're in a leap year this year. So there's February 29th. All the people born on February 29th. You guys have a birthday this year. Thank you. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So I just want to get into what I was saying. This is related to breaking the plateau. So right now I want to stick with my calories. I like it. So what am I going to do to help break through this plateau? Like Marcella says, I'm already in a deficit. I'm burning a good 3,000 calories a day. I'm eating about 2,100. I want to stick to that because I'm really pushing it with my workouts. So I didn't realize how good my Garmin watch is. I'm sure Fitbit has it or the Apple Watch is even better. But my Garmin has all the information on here and she got me to look at that. And that, like, the more data you have, the more power you have because then you can realize what you need to do. So my Garmin app is telling me, like, I'm looking at my like average calories burned over the past week. So I'm seeing that, how many steps I'm taking. Like this week, it's not done yet, but I burned a total of 19,000 total. Let's see, yesterday was a rest day, so that doesn't count. But let's go on an active day. Like for example, this day, this was my active day here. The orange is the total calories I burned. The green is my active calories. So that's walking, workouts, etc. And then the other one's just calories at rest. I'm going to be wearing this watch like religiously, but it's giving me so much info. And Marcella just looked at it and she told me, like, she's like, you're definitely in a deficit. Just what's happening is you're holding water. And then I looked at my steps. So to break a plateau, increase your activity. So my steps, I'm looking at my step count here. I thought I was hitting 10,000 steps a day, but I'm not. My average here, I just noticed, is you can see it at the bottom, 7,957. I want to be averaging 10,000 steps a day. So today I am at 8,000 steps on the day. So I'm going to make sure after this live stream, I take Bo on a walk. Another thing I have not been doing, I haven't been walking Bo because of multiple reasons, pain, weather. My pain has calmed down. So that's a good thing. So anyway, focus on getting in more steps. Walking is like the best way, one of the best ways to break a weight loss plateau. And if you are building muscle in the process, walking is a great way to preserve muscle. So I want to start throwing in half an hour walks daily, like consciously doing it, or at least making sure I'm getting in those 10K steps a day. I'm going to do that for a week and see what happens. That's so important. Just increase your activity because everyone wants to lose weight eating more calories, right? We want to ramp up our metabolism. But of course, I'm going to eventually have to cut, but I'm not there yet. Right now, we are body recomping. Like my waist is snatched and everything. Well, not snatched, but it's getting there. It's getting smaller again. And I'm just so proud of myself. So let's go into the details exactly about breaking your weight loss plateau on OMAD or anything. This applies to any diet. So, number one, this is the first question you want to ask yourself. Are you really in a weight loss plateau? Are you really in a plateau? Are you losing inches around your waist? If you are, you're not really in a plateau. There's just water weight being held. Give yourself a solid week of OMAD. For OMAD, just give yourself a solid week or ADF. If the scale is not moving, then you might be in a plateau, and that's when things have to change. You either have to change your macronutrient composition, so you might have to alter your carbohydrates. The key is just lowering the carbs. That's like basic 101, or to increase your activity, or do both. Fasting in 2 weeks with the other diets. Yeah. So with the other diets, like a normal diet, if your weight is the same for 2 weeks, you might be in a plateau. So my weight has been the same for 2 weeks. It's been bouncing 2 pounds or so, even though I've leaned out, even though my body composition has changed and everything. So I am in a plateau. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start increasing my steps. Another thing I want to start doing, I'm going to start consciously changing the type of carbohydrates I've been eating. I've been enjoying eating things like bagels and like starchy carbs that I don't normally eat. So guess what I'm going to do? Since on my macro diet, it doesn't count fiber. I mean, fiber is counted. I'm going to start getting the majority of my carbs from fiber. I am going to help feed my gut microbiome because when I get the majority of my carbs from fiber, guess what happens? Fiber kind of creates a pathway for our gut microbiome to get the food we're eating. So I want to start diverting some of my food to my gut, even though I'm eating it and feeling full. So that's another thing. I'm going to start eating more things like cauliflower rice, which is what I'm going to do tonight. More high volume, low calorie foods. So cauliflower rice is one. Eating more vegetables, that's another one. Just increasing my fiber content, increasing that and eliminating the starchy carbs, focusing more on keto products, keto breads, because keto breads are high in fiber. They're very good for that. I like them. I like them for that reason. So if you're on OMAD, here are ways to break a plateau. Number one, if you're not exercising, start exercising. Now, there is the other moment where you might be a person who is actually exercising and maybe you got to take a break. Because even Marcella told me, she's like, maybe in a couple weeks, we'll give you like 2 rest days just to get your body to get the water out of the system. So another thing you can do if you're exercising 6 days a week, 7 days a week, or you're exercising a lot and you're feeling really sore, take an extra rest day. So breaking a plateau can mean 2 things with exercise. If you're not active and you're not exercise, increase your exercise, increase your low steady, your LIST cardio, your low impact steady state cardio, increase that. If you are exercising, take a couple rest days and let your body fully recover and do its thing. Because guess what? You know where fat loss happens? Fat loss happens when you rest. It doesn't happen in the gym. It happens when you sleep, when you take it easy. And of course, when you restrict your calories, and it happens in the kitchen, of course. But like the actual mechanism of fat loss, like it happens when we're resting. So take it easy, take a break. Another thing you can do with 1 meal a day, if you're in a plateau or if you're doing any diet, is throw in the powerful 36-hour fast. Now, I want to do that, but I can't because I would have to. There might be a possibility to do it if I get an extra rest day. We'll see. But I can't do it right now. Yesterday, I did an OMAD, and I'm definitely in a plateau because nothing happened, even with an OMAD. But I ate the same calories. But I needed to make sure because my priority right now is that I'm in the building phase. So I'm pretty much body recomping, main gaining, but things are changing, things are looser. That's what I'm trying to focus on. I'm not trying to focus so much on the scale not moving. I'm focusing on my body changing and me feeling way more confident at the gym. So that's another thing you can do is throw in a 36-hour fast. The 36-hour fast is the fast that breaks plateaus. It's like the powerful fast. Now, if you can't get to 36, a 24-hour fast might do the trick for you if you're not used to fasting. Throw in a 24 and have like a small meal afterwards. That's a great way to do it. Next thing is diet. I did mention that. You want to, well, I mentioned what I'm doing. You want to alter your diet. So if you're eating a normal looking carbohydrate diet and you're having like, you're doing regular OMAD with carbs, start decreasing your carbs. See what that does. Start getting rid of that because then it will put you in the metabolic switch longer. Because do when you do OMAD regularly and then you end up eating carbs, you're knocking yourself out of the metabolic switch for that 4 hours or so, but then you're going right back into it. So to help break that resistant weight, go into a more of a lower carb or even keto diet. Just start, you don't even have to jump to keto. I think the best way to do things is incrementally start cutting things down. I know on my weight loss journey, I went from 0 to 100, which I had to because I was like, this is for people on a plateau. So people on a plateau are people who have probably lost a substantial amount of weight. So if you have been doing the thing for a while and you've been consistent for a while and you hit a plateau, this is for the people who are, that's the kind of audience I'm targeting right now. Is someone who's been doing the work, but they like plateaued. So for someone who hasn't been doing the work, maybe you might have to take it a little extreme and maybe you might have to do a fast or just jump into keto. It depends, but if you're starting at a weight that's in the obese range, you're metabolically ill, so you're going to have to kickstart your system using any one of the metabolic strategies. I don't want to say metabolic diets now. I want to say metabolic strategies. So it could be alternate day fasting. It could be just doing low carb. So keeping your carbs between the 20 gram to 50 gram range. You can just try that. It could mean, I don't like to tout carnivore because that's a little bit too extreme, but it has helped people. You can do carnivore if you can handle it or if you're good with it, because you want to do a diet that you can stick to. For me, I know I can stick to the keto diet because I love it. So doing something like that, altering your diet in some way, just reducing your carbs. Like that's key. It's funny because I'm looking at all the research right now, like I talked about in my last video with the glucose spikes and all of that, and how the glucose goddess was talking about like sandwiching your meals with protein and being protein spirit, like the protein hypothesis. I forget what it's called. Like I sat there and I thought about it. I'm like, old school bodybuilders figured this out. He's like, it's like I was watching that bodybuilder on John Bravo's TV's one of his video. He's like, I think it was Lee Priest. I don't know if it was one of the British ones. He was like, it's simple. Literally, everyone's complicating weight loss. Just, track your calories for a week, see what happens. If there isn't a change in the scale, decrease your calories by 100, 200, do it again, see what you're eating. Okay, if you hit a wall, reduce your carbs, work out, and then you'll cut, which it's true. Increase your protein. That's another thing. We know that having protein with fiber and vegetables, I think we figured it all out, but for some reason we like to overcomplicate things as human beings. Like, it should be common sense that yes, when you eat a plate of food, you should have it with lots of vegetables or lots of fiber, and you should have it with lots of protein and a healthy source of carbs. Like that should be the thing. But everything, I don't know what happened. I guess it's marketing. Marketing, who knows? Probably marketing. Cereal, go eat your Kellogg's cereal, full of just God knows what. So I think literally the food industry just messed everybody up because they just wanted to sell their products. Like, that's what I'm starting to think. Like, when did this all go haywire? Because people were fine in the 70s, like 70s and before. We didn't, like, obesity started rising in the 1980s. That's when we started seeing all of these modern day diseases. That's when diabetes started happening. That's when, um, all the other metabolic diseases, thyroid issues, like the 1980s, like what happened in the 1980s? Because maybe there's more advertising. TV becomes more popular. Or was TV popular in the 70s? I feel like the commercials and the movies, all the 1980s movies, all of that. And then people are watching TV. What do they need to put on TV? Commercials. And the food industry comes out and they want to sell their product. Eat Kellogg's. It makes you strong in the morning, have your milk, and a lot of people have issues with milk. Avoid the fats and all this stuff. I feel like that's what screwed everybody up. Let's just be honest here, because I think we know what to do, but things just got chaotic. That's for sure. Oh, thank you, Cheryl. Heading out. Have a wonderful evening and sending love. Sending you my love too. Thanks for being here. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. Hey, Fire. Welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. So glad you're here. I appreciate you all the time. Hope you're having a lovely evening or whatever time of day it is for you. So there's that. I don't know. I'm just rambling right now because I'm trying to figure out why everything went chaotic. Why is everybody sick? Why is everyone dealing with stuff? All right. So I separate it into exercise. So another way to break a plateau, talk about the way to do it with exercise. Add in more cardio, steady state cardio, or quick hit cardio like Tabata or so. See if that helps. Circuit cardio, interval cardio. I have interval cardio or Tabata. Like throw in some like interval training. So interval training is like, I believe I used to do it. Maybe you're on the treadmill, you're running. This is how I would start running. I would run for a minute, walk for a minute, or run for 2 minutes and walk for a minute. Like interval training, like switch up your training switch up the different styles of cardio and see. If you've been doing steady state cardio for a while and you're hitting a plateau, because it can take a while with steady state cardio, maybe throw in some quick hit cardio. Go on YouTube and find a quick 15-minute hit workout or a Tabata workout. Tabata is awesome. It's like a blessing and a curse. Take an extra rest day. I did mention that earlier. Sometimes if you're exercising too much, you're swollen, your body's like holding on to inflammation. Just take an extra rest day. Take it easy, and see what happens there. Oh, what I'm doing. This is mine. Add in a 30-minute walk at a time other than you exercise. Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Add in an extra 30-minute walk at a time that you don't exercise. So today I went to the gym in the morning. I'm going to go on a 30-minute walk after this live stream with Bo because I have 2,000 steps to hit and I'm making sure I'm hitting 10K steps a day. Get a step goal. That's another thing. Adding walking. It's a great way to add in walking is having a fitness watch. I highly recommend everyone on a weight loss journey, please get a fitness watch. This cost me like $120 and it's so good. I like Garmin personally. I feel like Fitbits are a little too lenient with the counting for some reason. Garmin is like straight up. Get a fitness watch, let it have all your statistics so you can see what you can do to manipulate. The more data you have, the more power you have. The more data you have, it's more self-knowledge. This is data about yourself, because we can get like overwhelmed with the data we're seeing on YouTube or everything everyone's talking about YouTube or I'm mumbling my words right now. What everyone is talking about on the internet. Why don't you just get a watch? Start, get like something like a Garmin where it has all your info. An Apple Watch is good, and see your own data. See how many calories your watch says you're burning weekly. All the watches have that. I didn't know that until Marcella pointed that out for me. See how many steps you're getting in average. See how many calories you're burning. See your intensity minutes. See your heart rate. Get data about yourself because that's going to help you understand what you need to do to tweak things. For me, my average step count was between 7,600 and 7,900 a day. No, I thought I was doing 10K steps a day. So I am going to go make sure I do 10K steps a day. Just things like that will definitely help. So just we all know what to do. Sometimes we just get caught up or we get overwhelmed or we get caught in our feelings. And that's another thing with plateaus. Like literally, I had the first time I had the thought, I'm like, oh, well, I'm doing all this work. Why should I continue? And I was like, no, we are going to ignore that thought. I'm not even going to entertain that thought anymore. Why? Because that's the thought that would lead to binging. I don't even want to binge right now. Speaking of which, I just want to mention something. So I screwed up my macros today. I didn't screw it up. I saved it. Basically, I ate too much in the morning for some reason. I don't know what I was doing. That's why it's important to plan your macros or plan your day before you wake up. Have everything entered in MyFitnessPal or your app, have it all entered in. And I didn't do that today because I was just dealing with circumstances. So, where was I going with this? So I ate too many calories in the morning, and I don't like doing that because I went to the gym on a full stomach, not fun. And then I was like, great, my macros are screwed up. And then it was like 2:00 p.m. and Marcella was like, you only have like 300 calories left and it's 2:00 p.m. I'm like, Marcella, I'm a faster. Remember, I'm a faster. Yes, I'm a faster. That's where OMAD has helped me out. Because now, if I'm like before, when I was in a situation where I would eat all of my calories before when I was eating throughout the day, I would panic. Now I'm like, this is nothing because I literally ate like a couple hours ago. I can eat a small meal. And that meal won't be small. It will be a high voluminous calorie, not high calorie, but high volume food. So I'm gonna have what do I have on my app to make up, and it will fit my macros. And I save the day. I'm full right now, so I'm starting to get full. I will have half a can of tuna with 3 cups of cauliflower rice. That's a lot of cauliflower rice. That's 280 calories, and that hits my macros perfectly. I'm literally going to have, yeah, I entered. Oh, I just thought I didn't enter in those breadsticks. I did. Good. Yes, I'm accurate. So I'm literally going to do that. I'm literally going to do that. And right now, OMAD saved me, or like the discipline I learned with delayed gratification and with OMAD saved me because I'm like, this is nothing. I fasted doing one meal a day style intermittent fasting / time restricted eating for like a while. So guess what I'm doing? I opened one of my elements and I am now drinking it because I'm getting the electrolytes in. It tastes like a spicy. I feel like you can add some alcohol to this. I remember, I think intermittent fasting foodie did that in one of her videos, but it tastes like I don't know, like something you get on like a resort in Mexico or a resort in the Dominican or Jamaica or something. It's really good. So I'm having like my spicy little electrolyte drink with 1,000 grams milligrams of sodium and then some magnesium in there and another salt, potassium, duh. And I'm like, I'm fine. Like, because she was like, are you going to be able to stick to that? Like, I'm like, I'm a faster. Like, that's what I mean by OMAD was the diet that taught me how to properly diet, which is what I'm doing now, because it taught me learning how to, the delayed gratification. It taught me that I can find ways to crush my hunger and I'm not really hungry. So I'm just having some electrolytes and it's satisfying me. So like shout out to OMAD like for helping me out there. Like that's what I mean that OMAD is the diet or the way of eating that can help you get to learning how to eat properly. So again, I'm always thankful for this way of eating. I really am. So shout out to OMAD there. Oh, hang on. I am. I just got home from work. Oh, welcome. Welcome. I appreciate you putting me on. I usually, when I would come home from work, I like to like watch something that relaxes me. So I take that as a compliment. I do see my stomach getting smaller, but the weight loss stalls, yeah, a lot now. I need to lose like 10 to 50 more pounds. Any quick weight loss diets? Okay, so if your weight, this is something I also learned on my OMAD journey because my weight stalled because I lost the weight. I got to 169 pounds after 8 months. And then I was doing OMAD for months afterwards and my weight stalled. And that was the point where I probably should have just started building muscle because I was pretty lean. I should have used that time to just start building muscle. So if your weight is stalling, maybe it's time to just take it easy, just take a break. Maybe you're at a good ideal body fat percentage. you have to find that out. I don't know if you have a DEXA scan anywhere near where you live. Like, see if you're at a good body fat percentage. Because what happens is we get so stuck on the scale that we don't realize that, like, this happened to me on my OMAD journey, that I'm looking in the mirror, but I look great. Like, I'm a size medium, bordering a size small. Like, why am I trying to get down to 155 pounds, which is what I was trying to do, when that doesn't suit my bone structure and my muscle mass? So instead of focusing on that number, perhaps try to get other measurements of your body. Because I feel like when it comes to health, it's the body fat percentage. So if you are in a healthy body fat percentage, or which you probably are, but even if you're in an athlete body fat percentage, that is a win. So if the scale is like holding on, you can either take a break because you don't want to push your body too much because it might rebel on you, or what you can do is switch things up. Like, what are you doing? My stomach. Yeah, see, your stomach is getting smaller. So you're actually, when your stomach's getting smaller, you're actually you're losing weight. So you are. So if it's stalling right now, your body sounds like it's either holding on to water. Are you exercising a lot? I need to know your exercise routine because it may not be a diet thing. It may not, because you are getting smaller. See, that's what's happening with me right now. And Marcella was like, that's a good thing. She's like, you lost 2 inches. I lost 2 inches in like 2 weeks. That is a freaking good thing. So it just might be water retention. It could be. But let me know what your exercise routine is. Hi, Daniela, just joining in. Welcome, Abigail. Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate having you here. And if you guys are just joining in, make sure you hit that like button. Guys, let's get my videos out to more and more people, showing people the power of OMAD. And you guys are doing it for me. I'm starting to get more and more people from around the world, which I'm so honored for. I'm grateful for. So this is really, really cool. Like, I'm getting people from South Africa now, which is awesome. And I just want to help people like break out of metabolic sickness, breaking out of being obese, breaking out of, holding on to that extra weight in your gut area and not understanding why. There's a lot of people who are lean and they're just holding on to that extra weight in your gut. And not only that, extra weight overall. Hey, Manny, welcome to the live stream. Nice to have you here. I was talking about you earlier, how you said I was getting leaner. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So with OMAD, do I need to drink electrolytes? I'm just starting my journey. Hey, yes. So with OMAD, I'm just going to go over OMAD Basic 101. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I have a few videos on it, but I can keep doing another one because I'm trying to upload daily. We'll see. I do it for a month or two and then I get exhausted. But so with OMAD, when you first start your OMAD fasting regime, you want to make sure you are having electrolytes first thing in the morning. Now, you want to make sure your electrolytes do not contain stevia. This element I'm drinking contains stevia, and I was not happy about that. I believe Element has one that doesn't, but it doesn't matter. I'm drinking electrolytes now because I'm eating throughout the day, so it's a bit different for me. The stevia one, but you just want pure salt. So you want to go to your grocery store, buy some sodium, buy some potassium, have it in a hot cup of water first thing in the morning, because that hot cup of water will help suppress your appetite. It will get your digestive system moving and it'll just soothe you out. I noticed that hot drinks really help to crush your hunger. So have it with a hot cup of water. So what you're going to do is just take a tablespoon or a teaspoon of sodium salt. So you'll know the salt is sodium if you turn it around and read the label. It will say sodium chloride. Yes, sodium chloride or potassium chloride. I think that's the right chemical name. So once it says sodium chloride, just put a spoon in with a big cup of water. My cup of water was probably, I would say maybe 500 milliliters. So do that and then take half the amount for potassium and put it in. You can throw in some magnesium, and I like to throw in some baking soda. I almost said baking powder. Baking soda, because it helps with the sodium bicarbonate in there, helps to crush your hunger and makes it taste a little better. Have that first thing in the morning. Then after you have your electrolytes, make sure you drink some water. That's why I'm going between electrolytes and water right now, because it will make you thirsty. And then after that, you can have your cup of coffee first thing in the morning. If you have coffee, You want to make sure you have it in the morning because it can mess with the scale later on, and you want to make sure you have it black. I'm telling you the clean OMAD fast, just the black coffee. You don't want any artificial sweeteners, so no stevia, no xylitol, none of that Splenda, nothing, because that will mess up the scale A, and that will definitely get your blood sugar spiking. So you don't want to do any of that. And then throughout the day, if you're going to go to the gym, before you go to the gym, perhaps have another cup of electrolytes. Now with the electrolytes, you need to see how much it's per person. You got to figure it out, but you have to see how you react. If you have your cup of electrolytes and you go to the bathroom, that's okay. Don't freak out. You're cleaning out your system. It is what it is. Maybe dial back the salt and have less than what you put in. So when you go to the gym, have some electrolytes. And then throughout the day, you want to have hunger crushing tools that do not spike blood sugar. So these are things with no calories in it. No calories in it at all. There may be one thing that might have calories that you can get away with, but it's that holly plant tea I was drinking. I name it wrong, but that tea has about like 3 calories in it, but it's a tea that actually promotes weight loss. But let's just ignore that, and I don't want to make things complicated. I had that during my fast and it literally did nothing. So you want to have things to help crush your hunger. Now, you will be hungry for the first 3 weeks of OMAD. Get through it. If you're hungry and you're seeing results on the scale, let that scale be your motivator to keep going. Hunger means your system is just getting adapted to the diet. But the beautiful thing with hunger on OMAD is that it disappears. With other diets, doing it throughout the day, other non-metabolic diets, or metabolic ways of eating, like if you're eating throughout the day, the hunger doesn't go away. So hang in there, stick with that. So during the day, you can have things like lemon water. So actually don't go to the store and buy it because they put preservatives and stuff. Just get a lemon squeezer or squeeze it yourself into a cup of water. You can have cayenne pepper with an E or the other one, but I have it one with the E just to help keep your hunger at bay. You can have apple cider vinegar. Please read the label to make sure there's no sugar in it, because again, there was a time where I grabbed one and it had sugar in it. I was pissed off, but I just used it in one of my like skin detox things. I was using bentonite clay, and they tell you to mix it with apple cider vinegar, so I just used it for my body. Um, you can have cinnamon tea. Cinnamon's very good at keeping your blood sugar low. Mint tea is another thing you can have. Green tea. You can have black teas, etc. Drink that throughout the day. Another thing that will help with hunger is sparkling water. Just make sure it's pure sparkling water, like the what is it, CO2 in there. The bubbles kind of help keep your stomach full. And then after you go through your day, you'll get the hungriest, I would say, as time goes on with OMAD. Hunger at the beginning, your hunger will probably be like the last like 5 to 6 hours during the day, but then that hunger will shrink to even an hour, and that will happen rarely, and eventually you won't be hungry at all and it'll be routine. So before you break your fast, you want to make sure you get on the scale. Now, to avoid messing up the scale, because the scale can be messed up, meaning that don't drink water an hour before breaking your fast, because that will mess up the scale. And the reason why you want to weigh yourself right before breaking your fast, because that's when you're going to be the lightest, and that's where you're going to get a consistent result on the scale. You can weigh yourself in the morning, but it won't be consistent. I think right before breaking your fast is key. That's what I did. I did it right before breaking my fast. And then after breaking your fast, have a good 500 milliliters of water or a cup or two of water, and then make sure you have your plate of food ready to go. So within that hour before you're breaking, like you need to dedicate like 2 hours to like your meal planning. So you should be knowing what you're eating. So within that hour before breaking your fast, you want to make sure you're cooking your meal or you're having your meal prepared and you have it laid out on a plate so you know exactly what you're eating. The worst thing you can do with OMAD after breaking your fast is to just start eating, because then you can't keep track of anything. Just put everything on a plate of food. Whatever you're doing, keto OMAD or just regular looking OMAD. Let's just do regular looking OMAD because it's easier. Have a plate of food. Have like a basic looking dinner plate. You can have some, rice on it. Make sure it's diverse. So we want to make sure we're going to keep things in check. So you want to have lots of fiber. Have a salad. Have your vegetables. Have some beets. have some potatoes, have some rice, have lots of protein and fats. You want to make sure you have whole foods. And then you eat that food, you can eat it within a 4 hour eating window. If you're doing a 4 hour eating window OMAD, you got to make sure you count your calories. So with OMAD for a 4 hour eating window, you can dive into your meal, but you got to make sure you know how much you're eating. Or if you don't want to count your calories, because you don't have to count your calories while time restricting eating on OMAD, if you're eating within a half an hour to an hour eating window, because you won't overeat then. Because the fasting will shrink your stomach so much, you're not going to have room for food. And then as you're eating your food, you want to make sure you dose your food with sodium and potassium, the same salts that you use to drink during the day. Why? Because when you're losing weight with OMAD, the process of weight loss is the process of dumping a lot of water. And when you dump a lot of water, you're dumping electrolytes. And when you dump electrolytes and you deplete your electrolytes, you're going to put yourself in a bad situation where your body's going to freak out and you're going to feel like garbage, or you're going to just break the diet and just eat. So the key to keeping the electrolytes in your system is to salt your food. Have a bit of potassium in there. You don't need too much. Potassium tastes gross. I don't like it. And dose it with a bunch of salt on it, like a decent amount of salt. It doesn't have to be like loaded with salt. And then you're done your meal. Now, after your meal, I would recommend going on a walk. Just don't sit down. Maybe clean up the kitchen. Be on your feet. And at the end of it, you can have like a cup of tea, have some tea. You can even have like a tea I used to have lavender moon milk tea after I would eat. I would love that. It soothed my stomach just to help you digest your food. So yeah, I just went through the whole thing with OMAD. I hope that made sense. Oh, yes, I had 2 eye surgeries. I was not allowed to exercise for 6 weeks. Okay, I just started working out 2 days ago. Give your body some time to adjust. Yeah, you're going through. Yeah. If you had that, you're probably on medications, and unfortunately medications screw us up. Just let your body reset itself. Exercise during the 2 weeks and see how you feel. See if you're getting results. If that scale is going down. If you really want to break the plateau, just do exercises that are more like weight loss friendly. So cardio, like weightlifting. Don't be doing supersets like what I'm doing right now. You'll just retain water. But basic like going on the row machine, maybe rowing 3x10 reps, anything like light, just lightweight, like where you feel a bit of a pump. You don't want to be being sore the next day, because that soreness is you holding on to water. A spin class, maybe that might be, is that intense? It could work. Try that out. Just light exercise, just typical like gym going stuff. Try that, because your body's going through a lot right now. So be patient with it. Just be calm with it. Don't like get frustrated. You just went through surgery, which is very traumatic on the body, plus the medications, which can mess with us. It can make us hold on to water too. So you just started exercising. You're doing the right thing. Your waist is going down. I honestly believe you're holding on to water weight. And I know that can be frustrating because I'm in that situation too, but you're taking your measurements, take your pictures, hang in there. Give it a couple weeks, a good 2 to 3 weeks. And 2 weeks, I would say. 1 to 2 weeks. Normally, I would say 1 with OMAD, but because of the surgery, I would say 2. And see. And if you're eating carbs, perhaps going on keto OMAD and see if that helps. I'm the biggest, literally, fan of DJoy Fan Club. You're so cute. You're making me blush. I hope to be there when you win your first show. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much, Manny. Yeah, bodybuilding. It's something I do want to do. It's going to take time, and yeah, I hope to meet you one day, because I think you're a class act of a human being. I hope to meet you and your wife one day. It would be lovely. Oh my gosh, yeah, bodybuilding. But OMAD's giving me like the discipline and the tools to get through the hunger. Like, I know hunger is gonna go crazy. I've been really hungry, like when I was like super lean. Yeah, I think I can handle the hunger. Is there any fake sugar we can use other than Splenda and stevia? I like my coffee sweet. Are you like when you're OMAD fasting or not? When you're OMAD fasting, especially if you're trying to get rid of a plateau, I wouldn't recommend. I did to put in stevia sometimes in my fast, and it didn't affect me because when I would have my stevia, I would go to the gym right afterwards, and I was like doing a whole bunch of like low impact steady state cardio for like an hour or two. Um, but you don't want to put it in your coffee if you want to do a clean OMAD fast, because that's going to mess with your blood sugar. And remember, the key with OMAD is trying to put yourself in a low blood sugar state to move things around. But if you're so close to that, like you can try to continue on with OMAD, or you can try opening up your eating window and see. You might have to experiment and see, because our bodies will adapt. That's the thing. Our bodies will adapt to any style of eating. So switching things up might help. I know it might sound scary too, but you got to play with it and experiment with it and see. But you're at a really, really good place. As long as you're staying in control of your calories and not overeating, you'll be good. You'll be good. But yeah, you can try. Maybe you can try putting coffee and see. Like the best way to know is scale feedback, because everyone is so different. We're all so different. So have some coffee. Like I don't know. I can't think of any other. Stevia is the one I go with. Stevia is the one the bodybuilders go with, because stevia is like the natural one, meaning it comes from a plant. Splenda is garbage. I would stick to stevia. There's nothing else I can think of that's better than stevia for sweetness. If someone else can think of one, please share. But stevia is the go-to one, I would say. But you have to see, like, let scale feedback be your friend, but the scale is plateauing for you. So you just have to play with it. It's really hard because I need to know way more. Like I have to know like a lot, like types of exercises, what you're eating, all of that. Like that's why Marcella has access to my fitness pal. She's seeing everything I'm eating. She's seeing all of my activities, so she can help me tweak. But I hope something works. Like I need a lot of info to really see, because that's for you, it's a very tricky plateau, Julie, because you're so close to your goal weight. So this is where the nitty gritty details count. Like literally all the nitty gritty stuff, your activity levels, this, that, your steps, your average caloric intake, like everything, how many carbs you're eating, like, because the closer you get to your goal weight, the harder it is. And that's where you really have to like have all the data and know all the info. I hope you have a fitness watch, and I hope you're tracking your calories and your macros and seeing how things are going with that. I'm going straight keto. Oh, you are? Oh, my heart. I'm going straight keto OMAD for the next month. Good for you. Planning to drop weight like a rock. I'm so excited about this. Good for you, Manny. Good for you. I'm so excited for you. And when you're doing keto OMAD, don't hold back. Make sure you're getting in those calories with keto OMAD, because you'll drop very quickly. And I highly recommend have avocado a lot. Avocado will just help you retain electrolytes. Have it. It has potassium in it. Throw some sodium in it. Like key foods with keto OMAD: avocado, bacon, any fatty cut of meat, ribeye. Those kind of meats are very, very good. You want to avoid the voluminous vegetables. You could add it if you're hungry. I wouldn't say avoid it, because it might make you full. But you know what? I think you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I think just go with it. Let's go with it. I think you'll be good. I think you'll be good, because you have a lot of weight to lose. So just go with it. You might have a day where you eat 600 calories. It's okay. Just don't make those days too common. Like that happened to me on keto OMAD. I had like 1 to 2 days. I ate 6 once, 800 once, and then I'm like, for me, it's different for women, because women, I say, start off at 1200. For a man, 1800 calories worth of keto OMAD will do you good. Do you good. But have that avocado. Avocado is everything. It just helps you. And I wish I had it more on my journey. Even throw in some beef liver if you're into that. I loved beef liver because it has carbs in it, but it's beef liver carbs, if that makes sense. Beef liver carbs. I don't know why. Why does beef liver have carbs in it? I don't know why. I don't know. That's what I've had to do to retrain my brain that eating is okay. Fasting has jacked me up. Yeah, yeah. No, and that's another thing. I struggled with that too. I had a point in my journey. That's why I like right now I'm eating throughout the day and things are good. My weight's not ballooning. I'm losing weight. The weight's staying still. It's because I'm lifting weights. If I wasn't lifting weights, I'm sure things would be different. But with that, that is a good point to make because you need to learn how to eat. Because what happens with OMAD after doing it for so long is that you get into a situation where you think the only way you can lose weight is not with food. You can lose weight with food. You really can. And that's why I'm so excited to be sharing this part of my journey, the post OMAD part of my journey, where I'm actually eating all the foods throughout the day and I'm still making things happen. So that's the important stuff. You just need to know what to eat and how to eat. Like I talked about the food order hack. Like if you're doing keto OMAD, again, you want to keep it 80-20 ratios with fat 80%. And when I say you don't have to do it bang on, I would say plus or minus 5%. So when I was doing keto OMAD, I would hit 77% based on my app tells me. That's how I know the percentage. Protein was always 20, 22 or so. Like make sure I see a bunch of super chats. I thought I missed them. Make sure you're like in that range. So yeah, avocado will be your friend, Manny. Avocado, some edamame, but you'll be okay. And it's okay to eat. You can even get away with eating 2100 with keto. I think you could. I forgot, you're really tall. You're so tall. Okay, holy crap. Manny, I don't know exactly because I have to do like the number crunching, but 1800 is probably really low for you. Stick to the keto macros. You can probably even get away with 21, 22. Like I can't throw out an exact number, but you're really tall. I totally forgot about that. Eat like don't go lower than 1800. Just eat. Just eat. You know what? Eat within an hour eating window. You're fine. Don't even count your calories. Just eat within an hour eating window and get those fats in. I forgot that you're tall. And Manny's like 6'7", right? I forget. 6'7"? You're really tall. Thank you so much for the super chat, Julie. I appreciate that. I hope I was able to help because like I was saying, you're at that point where it can get really, really hard. So just get in more info, and that will help you out for sure. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. I love avocado. Planning to stack a lot of them. Tuna. I just bought a bunch of tuna. Tuna is such a great meat. Whether you're on keto or you're bodybuilding, such a great meat because it's pure in protein and it's like pure protein and it's so satiating and you can eat a lot of it and have a lesser amount of calories. Like I remember I was eating 2 cans of tuna and it was like 240 calories. Try eating 2 cans of tuna. That's hard. It's hard. Usually I would, and if you like mayo, I know some people don't, mix it with mayo. Oh my gosh, you're going to have a great keto OMAD. You're going to be good. Tuna, 2 cans of tuna, mix that with some mayo, some avocado, maybe some keto breads. You're golden. You're good. You're good. Thank you so much for the super chat, Manny. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm so excited for you to get on with Keto OMAD because Keto OMAD is going to help you in so many ways, just with the repairing, the metabolic, switching, and just you're going to be in fat burning all day. And you're going to be healing that body, making it stronger, reversing all the damage, and you're going to crush that hunger like a champ. I love Keto OMAD. I really do. I haven't done much videos on it lately. I should. I'm obsessed with Keto OMAD. Yeah, you are 6'7". I'm 6'7". I'm going to hover around. Yeah, I think that's a good plan. That's a good plan. See what the scale does. And if you're eating 2400 and that scale is still dropping like crazy, like don't be afraid to add an extra 100 after a week or so. But like, I think that's good. Like you're fine. You're fine. Like with keto, you're more than fine. You'll be good. Yeah, you are 6'7". That's awesome. That's awesome. No, you're gonna be good. Wow, I've been here for 54 minutes. Did I go over everything I wanted to talk about? I don't even know. Plateau. Just want to make sure because I want to make sure I have notes here. Yeah, eat more protein if you're not eating enough because protein will help you burn calories because the thermogenic effect of food. Um, I think Dr. Robert Lustig said, I think it's like 30% of the calories that you eat from protein actually doesn't go to your body. It actually goes to your body breaking down the protein and or processing the protein. So eat more protein, you know. They say a gram per body weight, but you can't do that for everyone. I hate it when they said that because when they would say that, I'm like, I'm supposed to eat like 282 grams of protein a day. That didn't make sense. But another thing I heard, I can't remember who it was from, you can also eat your height in centimeters, or you can eat the amount of protein of your goal weight. That might work. But I think the height in centimeters is better. So I don't know. Not a lot of people know their height in centimeters. I only know it because the doctors here do it. Mine's 171. But eat more protein. That will help you again with your diet. Time restricted, eat consistently for a week. Um, Intermittent fast longer. Okay, yeah. So that's another one thing. So if you're eating one meal a day, and let's say, or you're eating time restricting, like the name one meal a day, you know what? It's called the one meal a day diet. I use one meal a day diet because that's how people find out about my channel. I know it's not a diet, it's a way of eating. Keto OMAD is diet, but I just use it because that's how the algorithms created things. And I actually don't like the name one meal a day because I don't always eat one meal a day for me personally. It's just a form of time restricted eating. You know, it could be one meal and a dessert or one meal and this. Oh, another thing with keto OMAD, have some dark chocolate, Manny, and almond butter. So good. Dark chocolate, almond butter, or any of those keto puddings. But be careful, it might trigger your hunger. But dark chocolate won't. You're good. Dark chocolate with some salt and some almond butter or peanut butter, whatever butter you like. That was like my dessert, and I had that every day. I don't know if you're into chocolate, but I love the dark chocolate. That's a good one. Or any of those keto chocolates. But again, that might trigger. Lily's didn't, but just go with dark chocolate. That was another one. But what was I yakking about? I totally forgot. Oh, okay. So if you're doing OMAD and let's say you're doing 24 or more, right? You're fasting for 20 hours and you're in a plateau, start fasting for 21. Still in a plateau, go to 22. Still in a plateau, my ears are ringing. I don't know why. Go to 23. Go to 23 hours of fasting. Still in a plateau, try 24. That's what Dr. Mindy Pell says is real OMAD. And you don't want to fast too much. If that's not working, like that should break you out of a plateau. Just increase your fasting time longer. That's all you need to do by an hour or so. Or cut your eating window shorter. That's another way to break a plateau on one meal a day. Those are two things that you can do. Fasting. Oh, okay. How did I label this? Oh, that's why I labeled this little note. It's called Dealing with Plateaus on Your Weight Loss Journey. This isn't specifically OMAD. Okay, so let's say, yeah, so I have it here. I have exercise, diet, and fasting. So I'll just go over it quickly. Exercise, add more cardio, throw in some HIIT cardio, Tabata, interval training. Take an extra rest day if you're exercising too much. That might help. Add in an extra 30-minute walk at a time other than your exercise time. So like I said, for me, I exercised early this morning. So I am going to go on a walk right now because I need to get 10K steps to break my plateau. Diet, cut your calories by 100 to 200 and see what happens. See for a week, see if that works. Cut your net carbs. That's another thing. Net carbs. Yeah, or carbs in general. No, net carbs. Cut your net carbs because your net carbs doesn't include fiber. Cut your net carbs. Eat more fiber via fruits, vegetables, or seeds like chia seeds and flax seeds. That's great. That's another thing to do. Fiber, again, will feed your gut microbiome. Eat more protein if you're not eating enough. And then I said time restricted eating for a week. If you're not time restricted eating, try throwing in a 16-hour fast. These are for people who are, that doesn't make sense. Scratch that. I'm talking as if someone's not doing OMAD or fasting. But I said the OMAD way of that. The OMAD version of that is just increase your fasting length by an hour or eat in a smaller eating window, which kind of is both. So how to break a 1 meal a day plateau with fasting. Throw in a 36-hour fast, the fat burning fast. That doesn't work. Throw in a longer fast, 36 to 38, 48. I think 48 is good. 72 is not always necessary, especially if you've been doing OMAD for a while. You only do a 72 once in a while. I don't like these excessive long fasts because those excessive long fasts don't teach you how to eat. And the key is to teach you how to eat. That's the goal. Fasting just teaches you how to fast. You're not going to keep the weight off with fasting. We are in fast and feasting. We have to do both. That's why I like OMAD. OMAD is the happy medium between fasting and eating. ADF, I think the fast is a little too long, but it does work for certain people. Me personally, I don't like it because I like to exercise. And I don't exercise fasted unless it's just a basic walk. So yes. If doing OMAD, increase your fasting by 1 to 2 hours. I just said that. ADF, instead of breaking your fast, so if you're doing alternate day fasting and you're in a plateau, instead of breaking your fast at breakfast, maybe push it to lunch. So instead of 36 hours, push it to a 40-hour fast or a 48-hour fast. But you shouldn't hit plateaus on ADF. If you do, you've been doing ADF for a while and you're a champ. I don't know how you do it. Some people exercise when they fast. I don't, because I exercise like a crazy person. I like to work, I go hard. I really go hard. I remember I had someone said to me, it was like, oh, you don't go hard. No, I go hard. People see me work out, I go hard. I'm crazy. I enjoy it. It makes me happy. And if all else fails, throw in an extended 72-hour fast. But that's like a last minute thing, I'd say. I'm just looking at the chat. Oops. Eat more eggs, kids. That's the champs for champs. That's another thing too. I've done an egg fast before. Try an egg fast. Try an egg fast. It did something weird to me though, because I feel like my electrolytes are off. If you're gonna do an egg fast, make sure you have a lot of salt. So an egg fast is basically a fast where you have eggs and cheese and butter. I don't know if you have milk, but I did an egg fast once and I lost 5 pounds in 2 days, 3 days, a 3-day egg fast. That's another thing you can do. It can get redundant. I've done it once because I was craving a lot of eggs. And the way I got through it, I would make shuffles. So shuffles are basically, you have a waffle maker. So you have a waffle maker, you take some eggs, you mix it in with cheese, you put it in the waffle maker, and you make a waffle that's made of egg and cheese. And then I would sandwich it. You can do this, Manny, if you have a waffle maker for your OMAD. Very good. Sandwich it with cheese if you don't have issues with cheese. I don't know. Some people have dairy issues. Make 2 waffles or shuffles and sandwich it with bacon. So good. So good. That's like an awesome meal. But anyway, yeah, eggs are pretty good. I agree. Eggs are awesome. Eggs are really, 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 really good. But yes. Anyway, I just hope I went through everything. I wanted to make sure I touched base on that. I guess this is a future video sitting here that I need to do. But I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me. Thank you so much for the super chats, as it really helps me out in the algorithm for some odd reason. I'm still trying to figure out why, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you hit that like button. Wishing you guys all the best on your weight loss journeys. Don't get discouraged by the plateaus, please. I know this is where it messes with your mind, but if you are seeing results elsewhere, if your stomach's going down, like what's happening with me and with what's happening with Julie, or if you're progressing in the gym, or if your inches are going down in terms of you wear a waist trainer, or your clothes are fitting looser, or you look in the mirror and you're like, I look slimmer. Don't let the scale discourage you. It's all part of the process. Water weight will happen. Remember, water weight weighs a lot, and it's really water weight. I hate it when some people would be like, oh, it's all water weight. What are you doing? If you have been consistent and you've been getting results, that is true water weight. So hang in there. Don't let the plateaus discourage you. They're part of the journey. I promise you. Even the top athletes of the world have plateaus. And when I say athletes, I'm thinking of bodybuilders. They're experts at losing weight. Plateaus happen. It's nothing on you. Keep working through. Another thing to get through a plateau is just don't stop. Eventually, your body will give in. Hang in there. You guys got this, and you can make it happen. You're very, very welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Send you guys mad love. And I'll see you guys for another live stream tomorrow. Hopefully I set it up. We'll see. I want to go to the gym in the morning. But anyway, send you guys mad love. Take care. Bye.